folks. Welcome to Market Technical Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leader in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Wednesday, July 16th, 2008. Well, folks, an unbelievable rally took place in today's market off of some Wells Fargo news, which we will go over, and it was a beautiful day in the markets. We had a huge day yesterday in volume, and we couldn't hold the gains, and it was the third day we could not hold the gains late in the day, and it was the most dramatic one because we were up most of the day, except until the final hour of trading. And that led everyone getting a little nervous. You know, it looked like capitulation, but maybe not, because we sold off, and you didn't want to see that sell-off late in the day. But today on the Wells Fargo news, there was no doubt in the mind of any trader out there that today was going to be a sizable up day, and sure enough, off to the races we went. Now let's cover the Wells Fargo news first. Number one, Wells Fargo comes out pre-market. Futures are down to flat pre-market. All right, so first set the scene for that. All right, so futures are flat to negative there, and Wells Fargo comes out with better than expected earnings, and in addition, they raise their dividend. And this sends the shorts scurrying in Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo blasting up 33% today, and we're talking about mega caps here. Financial stocks with billions in market cap rallying across the board, and it was just an unbelievable death blow to anyone short in this market, anyone that was trying to play this market on the downdraft. And we saw the XLF, which is the financial index, having the biggest up day it's ever had out there. The SKF, which is 2 times short the financials, getting crushed down $44. And I want to show you guys this, and let's take care of this first. First of all, let's look at the XLF, all right? And we're going to go to the daily, and I want to just show this. This up move, unbelievably a big move here on the financials. And I want to show you the XLF, SKF, which is 2 times short the financials. Look at this pattern. Cannot be sustained. You guys know, everyone that watches these videos, you guys know how we preach. Everything must come back to the 20 moving average, which is right here. Hasn't touched the 20 since over here. Way extended on an up move, almost vertical move the last couple days. Look at this reversal and look at where it takes you, right to the 20 moving average. Down 45 to 46 points today, or 20% on the SKF. An unbelievable death blow there. Now, in all fairness, yes, it's a great day today, and I'm going to show you the charts, and we're going to get into the technical analysis side of this market because there's some unique things going on here, and some levels that were pointed out in yesterday's video that are in play now, and in key play. So we're going to watch all that. But one thing I want to say, folks, is we're not out of the woods yet. It's options expirations week. Today was that whipsaw Wednesday day, and it wasn't as whipsaw as just unbelievable rally day today in the markets, as the S&P was up 30 points, the Dow was up 277, and the NASDAQ was up over 3% at 69 points higher. So again, a tremendous rally across the street, and shorts just got creamed. I mean, that's all there is to it. You guys know the old adage. It says, bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. You know, if you're in the financials here, and you're in stocks like Washington Mutual, for instance, and you know you're basically down from a stock that's down from $43 down to $3. There's a point where you can't be too much of a pig, and the same thing goes for Lehman. All right, Lehman down from $74 at the 52-week high down to about $13 to $12 at the lows a couple days ago. You know, there's a point where that becomes piggish if you're looking for that much more. And you want to realize the psychology of the market's factoring in bankruptcies in these prices. So anything that shows that they're not going bankrupt is going to be an automatic squeeze, as these plays are unbelievably shorted right now, and that's exactly what happened, and you just saw massive rallies across the street. So now let's take a look at the intraday ES and go over the moves. There's not a lot to be said here on the intraday, and here's the intraday S&P futures contract, the ESU8 September 08 E-Minis, and what you can see here is just a constant move all day. They never let the shorts out. There was no doubt in this from this point on. Once that Wells Fargo news, look at this, the trend, the channel that it stayed in. All right, look at this trend line that I just drew here. You had a hit here, hit here, hit here, and all the way up, and it never broke below that line, which basically coincided with the 20 moving average. And I'll take that away so you can see. Here's the 20 moving average in yellow. You never went below that 20 all day long, and that's just telling you that there's continual short covering all day long in these financials and in the market, as people just got overzealous to the downside. And you guys know yesterday in the video, and I really want to point this out, we got below the turn date, but you noticed in yesterday's video we pointed out that there was a major overzealous amount of shorts out there, more than we had ever seen in the market. The bearish sentiment was at all-time highs, and when you see that, it's a psychological indicator and a red flag saying, be careful, for a rally is on the horizon. All right, and you could go back in yesterday's video and listen to that. There were so many keys in this market that were telling us that we're on the horizon. And even though the panic selling got us a little below the turn date, you still are now right back in that level. And I'm going to show you that on the SPY because it's one of the most unbelievable reversals over the last few days. So let's look at that now. All right, so here's the level of our turn date. And once we broke down below this, we kept on saying watch for a rally, but you have to get above this turn date, lower level. And this is the bottom of that turn date right on this day. Note the low here, and this is what we were saying. You close below that as you did here, then you see if you go back lower, and once you recapture this line, that becomes a bullish sentiment in the market and a possibility of a nice size rally for a multiple week span, because that's what we're looking for off this rally. Now you got below that level, and look at yesterday's level. You rallied and you couldn't get above that line, and by the close you sold back off. Well, today we rallied and we held the rally, and you basically closed on this line. And this is where confirmation comes into play. You guys know we're big on confirmation. Most players out there, they don't like confirmation. They're too weak-handed. They're too amateurish to understand the importance of confirmation in stock moves and market moves. Here at InTheMoneyStocks.com, we understand that in this type of treacherous market, if you don't get confirmation, you're in trouble. And this is why it's so key, because notice this key level line here. All right, and this again is at approximately, let me get approximate price, 123.50-ish, give or take. We close right around that level, 123.96 on the level. It's right in that 123.50 to 124 level is this line. And again, we'll try and get you that price over the next couple days. But what you're now looking for here is, do we see confirmation by continued moves up above this line? You reestablish our turn date line here, and then you're looking for a move back to the 20 moving average. And that'll be target 1 once you get above that. Alright? But again, the reason why we say it's so important, and most people out there are too weak-handed to understand confirmation, they don't understand how important it is because in reality, you could have a reversal tomorrow, or you could have a pause day, and you could trickle down this way, and you haven't confirmed the move yet. You need to move above that line and confirm today's move, and then you get the continued short squeeze in this market. So I want to just point that out, is that let's watch for confirmation here. It's a beautiful move in the market, and we do think there's a rally continuing this market coming, but it's very likely we have a couple pause days in this market until after Options X. Now tomorrow is the day before Options X, and Friday is Options expiration, and we know the whipsaw nature of this market. Now I think we're actually going to pause here. The one thing you don't want to see, and I want to repeat this, the one thing we don't want to see is a reversal tomorrow. That's the last thing you want to see. You get a reversal candle all the way back down, well then that negates today's move, and that's why we want to see that confirmation. Let's make sure that we're on top of this one. Let's make sure we get above this trend line from our key turn date again, and then we're going to begin to play ball on the long side and look for a move to this 20 moving average. Okay, guys? But the volume yesterday and the day before was the extremely high volume in this market, and we're hoping and we're keeping our fingers crossed that that was the signal of the bottom, and we'll hopefully be on board for this move up in the market. So keep an eye on that level. This is so key in this market right now. And look at the technicals on our turn date, folks. And I want to point this out as well. Notice how this line has become so significant. You tested it yesterday and you failed and you moved down. Then you moved up today and closed right on it. So you can see the significance of the turn date calculations between price pattern and time, and how we put these all together to come up with that number. Alright, and that's the number right there. So again, you get above that and you confirm, then we start looking for that move up. Now the most likely situation, and what we want to see, believe it or not, is not necessarily a confirmation tomorrow, but a more of a pause. I want to see a small up day, a small down day, or a flat day in the markets. Either way, somewhere around that even level for a day or two, and then let's get that breakout to the upside. But again, we'll have to see. It could go either way, but at this point, the one thing you don't want to see is a reversal and trend all the way back down. So watch for that tomorrow. Now let's look at the NASDAQ. Unbelievable move on the NASDAQ, and you can see the NASDAQ had a decent day yesterday. The NASDAQ of all the indexes closed on the positive side. It was up 25 yesterday. It closed up 2 points, so it did reverse, but it still had a little bit of a green candle and a nice little channel pattern in here, and was able to close above the low of that last candle the 2 days prior. Now the day today is tracing right back and looking like it wants to touch that 20 moving average. You touch that 20 on the NASDAQ, and you may want to see some, consolidation before another move up in this market, okay? So be careful again. Look for a pause day tomorrow as being the keys in this market. That would be the healthiest thing. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but that would be the most healthy thing in this market. Just to touch on some keys in this market. Not only was Wells Fargo a dramatic move up in the market, which gave the financials a bid, but you know the three keys to this market: oil, financials, and the dollar. All three in the green today, the way you wanted them. And by green, I mean USO fell, which is a good thing for the market. The dollar gained and financials gained. And in yesterday's video, we talked about this fall, saying the next likely stop was the 50 moving average, which was right here. USO came down, pierced the 50, and bounced. So that first target was hit on the USO today. Now we watch for a breakdown below the 50. And again, we've stuck by this while everyone emailed us and said that we were wrong when this was at 147, saying it was going to hit 150. And even all the analysts on TV were saying that this was going to 150. And we continue to hold by our guns here and say oil was going to pull back and pull back strong. And we've seen that the last 2 days. All right, folks, enough of me talking today. Enjoy the day in the markets. A lot of money made in the chat room. I encourage you to come trade with us, learn with us, and learn how we know about this psychological stuff and the technicals and the price pattern and time values, and then enjoy trading in this volatile market right now. Extremely fun day today in the chat room. Have a wonderful day. We will talk to you tomorrow. Take care.